exposure, heat exposure via sauna, journaling before bed, starting my day with water, getting outside for a walk with Cora. We're talking about all the healthy habits today and why I choose to implement these specific things in my weekly routine. So this is episode 4 of my Mom Strong the Era video series. If you're new here, hi, I'm Alessandra. I'm an online health coach and business owner. I'm a mom of 2. I'm a wife. I'm all the things. This series really is just something that I wanted to share with you as I sort of get really back in the swing of things postpartum and really just feeling my best to live my healthiest life, but also live my happiest life, because we believe the two should go hand in hand. But you guys, first, we have to change the name of the series. If you've been following along on Instagram, you know that I posted this video recently. Try! How did I do?
Excellent, just like a mother, guys.
Excellent, just like a mother? That is the quote of the freaking year, dude.
Yeah,
Pound it.
year, bro, huh?
Yeah, bro.
Just funny.
Kai was just epic in that video. It was completely unprompted. He just came out with this saying, excellent like a mother. I shortened it to like a mother. It just stuck. It just stuck. It's just sticking. And I think we have to run with it. So instead of Mom Strong the Era, we're renaming the series to Like a Mother, because I feel like it's just so all-encompassing. It can be strong like a mother. It can be powerful like a mother. It can be calm like a mother, peaceful like a mother, whatever you see fit to be like a mother. Like it just, it's so powerful to me. So I feel like we have to change the name. All right, let's get into it. So habits. Habits are something that we talk about a lot with our coaching. It's one of our 5 pillars of the SCE method. So training, nutrition, mindset, movement, and habits. Your habits are essentially the small actions that you make on a daily basis. We all have habits, whether they are good habits or bad habits. We're all making these small decisions every day, ultimately compound into our bigger picture of each day and of each week and of each month and of each year. Starting really small with your habits is a really great place no matter where you are in your fitness or health journey or motherhood journey, just focusing on these tiny little things that we can do every day to really just feel our best and really just make sure that these small things support our overall bigger goals and our overall lifestyle that we want to live. I think it's also important to know a habit is really more of like an automatic response to a specific situation. So for example, my first habit I'm gonna talk about here with you guys today is my morning water. Every single day, the first thing that I do, the first thing that Josh does, we wake up and we chug water. At least 10 chugs, usually more. But it's just one tiny little thing that starts our day on a positive note. It's an automatic thing. I keep my water bottle right on my nightstand next to my bed. So it is the first thing that I see when my alarm goes off. I turn off my alarm on my phone, I grab my water and I chug. I'm half asleep, I'm in bed still. I'm not like aware of anything that's going on. But before I get up, before I do anything, I chug that water. And I do this no matter if I'm waking up to my alarm. I do this if Cora wakes me up earlier than my alarm. I'm still chugging my 10 sips before I get up and go tend to her. This has been something that we have just done for years because it is a small, tiny thing that allows us to start the day on a positive note, to start the day intentionally with something that's gonna make us feel good. And that tiny little act then bleeds into the rest of the day, right? So not only that, it's great for your digestion. It's good to drink water after not drinking it for 8 hours or however long you slept the night before. We need this. It is optimal to start your day with that. Now, over the last year, 2 years, I've shared a lot of my morning routine on Instagram and on social media, and it has honestly shifted with seasons of life. So I'm gonna talk about what I'm doing right now, but know that not every day looks exactly the same still. And also, it's probably gonna shift in another couple of months. And Cora's schedule shifts, or like just depending on what we've got going on in our life. That doesn't mean that I just stop doing all these things. It often just means that the timing of them is a little bit different. All right, the second one that is pretty easy, something that most of you can start doing, is journaling before bed. I am guilty Since Cora has been here, really, I am very guilty of scrolling Instagram, scrolling social media, being on my phone before bed. I think that this was something I was very intentional about not doing throughout pregnancy, prior to being pregnant with her. But then when she got here and like our whole schedule and sleep timing and all that was off, like I just picked up the habit of scrolling social media before bed. So that has been something I have been very aware of and very intentional about trying to stop. So instead of scrolling social media before bed, what I started this past week was I got a new journal. It's called the Within Journal. It's by a fellow creator on social media. I think her name is Tiana. I really liked it for a few reasons. Number one, it's a hardcover. It's bigger. I don't like small ones. I feel like I need it to be big and just almost like a notebook. So it felt like a notebook. And then inside of it, it's blank pages. And then at the top, it has like key takeaways, a little section. And then I think it's the date and key takeaways. There might be one more thing, but that's the top of it. And then it's just blank pages. And then in the beginning of it, there's probably 5 pages of different prompts. So if you're like me, I cannot just, at least right now, I cannot just sit and like brain dump or journal about random things. Like I need something to follow, at least for right now. So I really liked that it gave me some ideas and it really just allowed me to flow, decompress after work. I think one of the challenges of being somebody who owns online businesses and is constantly creating content, like my mind is always in content creation mode, it's really hard to shut that off. It's really hard to kind of be like, okay, work is done for the day at this hour or whatever. That's really hard for me. So the journaling has been really helpful lately. And I have also gotten back into reading fiction before bed. I think prior to 2020, the end of 2021, I have not touched a fiction book probably in 10 or 15 years. And then I got back into it with all the Colleen Hoover books. She's like the gateway drug back into it. Now I've read so many fiction books and I love it. And it's a great way for me to just decompress and get my mind off of work before bed. I fully escape into this book and it's just amazing. So to build this habit of journaling and reading, what I've been doing is when Cora goes down to bed at 7 o'clock, I immediately make my element, so my electrolyte drink that I have every night. So I make that and it's hot, so I turn on my little tea kettle thing, I boil the water, I make that drink, and I put it on our little side table by our couch, and while it's cooling off, that's my journal time. So I just pick a prompt, write down what I need to write down. I spend maybe 10, 15 minutes doing it. And then I drink my electrolytes and I just chill for a little bit. And then I go and read my Kindle when we're going to bed after we wash up and all that. So that has been a really positive addition. The first night I did that, I got the best sleep score and best night of sleep that I've had in probably a year. So it worked so well as far as like shutting my mind off, closing off work for the day. It was amazing. A newer but old one that we've added back into our routine have been the cold plunges. We've talked about this on the podcast and shared like our cold exposure story multiple times, but to give you the cliff notes, if you have not listened to that, I'll put those podcasts in the description if you do want to listen. But basically, Josh bought a cold tub back in 2021 when we were living at my parents' house while we were building this house. And it was Thanksgiving, I think was the first day that we did it, or it was like right around Thanksgiving. So it was cold out here in Connecticut. It was probably in the 40s. He fills this tub with their hose water and we try cold plunging. It was like right before it started becoming really popular again. His reason to start it was just because he hates being cold and it was more of like a mental toughness thing. To be honest, I just did it because he was doing it and I was like, I'm competitive. If you're gonna do it, I'm gonna try it too. We really just loved how it made us feel after. I wouldn't say we did it regularly at that point. After we moved into our house, we kind of stopped for a little bit. Things are hectic here. I picked back up the cold showers. We were like in the middle of our infertility journey. I was having a really hard day, panic attack status. Josh literally was like, I'm forcing you to go take a cold shower right now, do 30 seconds, calm yourself down. I'm taking Kai, we're leaving, we're not coming back till you do it. So he literally forced me in there. And literally 30 seconds in the cold shower, I came back down to earth. It stopped my panic attack in its tracks. From that moment, I have been hooked. From that day on, I've done either a cold shower or a plunge almost every single day. That was in March of 2022, so almost 2 years now. I stopped briefly at the very early stages of pregnancy just to be a little bit cautious, but I did it all throughout pregnancy. And we have recently got our tub back. So we got, or I should say we got a new tub, because when we got the chicks last year, we have chickens. So we actually plunge in a stock tank. So it's literally 4 chickens and 4 like farm animals. So we housed them in there until we built the chicken coop outside. So that tub is just gross. Like there's all chicken poop in it. We've tried to scrub it. We bleached it. We let it out in the sun. It just didn't really feel comfortable plunging in that again. So Josh got a smaller new one this week, and we've been doing it, and it's obviously winter here. It's been very cold outside, and the water temp has been like in the 40s for the water, but it's been so amazing. So I've been doing that every day. And my cue to really build that habit back up is I kind of alternate. So I either do the sauna, which I'll talk about in a second, first, and then immediately after the sauna, I get into the cold tub. That's like the trigger for it. So it's habitual. Like if I'm going to do the sauna, I am also doing the cold tub. Or I do it first thing in the morning when I wake up. So after my morning water, chug my morning water, throw a bathing suit on, and I go right out there. I don't do anything else before. So just to kind of habit stack and pair it with something that I'm already doing, it's been making it a little bit easier to get back into the flow of it. It's not easy by any means, but it makes it just a tiny bit easier. It's like, okay, this is the trigger, here I go into the plunge. And I just do it without really thinking about it. And then I feel great once it's over. I know that it's not for everyone, or maybe you think that it's not for you, because I certainly did too. I was like, oh, I will never do that. I hate being cold. But it has allowed me to adapt to our cold weather here in New England. Like I don't get cold when I go out for walks anymore. I'm rarely cold anymore. It gives me mental clarity. As soon as I'm done with it, I just feel so mentally clear. I get great ideas. I feel more creative. I'm ready to just work instead of just like dragging through the morning, waiting for my coffee to kick in, feeling so tired. Like it just wakes me up, gives me clarity, gives me focus, and obviously has helped with my anxiety and more of my mental health side of things too. So that's really the main reasons why I do it. And then as mentioned, we do also have an outdoor sauna. So we have it, it's from Almost Heaven Saunas is the brand. We got it 2 summers ago, but I was pregnant most of last year, so I didn't get to use it last year. It's been really nice having it back and being able to use it. There are so many benefits to heat exposure. We have a whole podcast on the sauna too, as far as the details and what those benefits are. So I won't get into those here. That will also be linked in the description of this video. But it has been just really nice for me to decompress from mom life, from work life. Nobody bothers me when I'm in there. Like I usually go out there during one of Cora's nap times, or as soon as Kai goes to bed at night, Josh and I will go in there, which has been a nice little way for us to connect. So that is definitely one protocol that has been super valuable. It just feels good. It's relaxing. We get a really nice sweat. If we do it together, we connect. If I do it by myself, it's just a really great decompressed moment. So that has been a great investment for us. And then the last little healthy habit I wanted to chat with you guys about today is just getting outside for a walk. So this is something that I do usually with Cora. I don't ever go by myself anymore because she enjoys it. It's good for her to get fresh air, and you know, she likes to be outside. It's something for us to do together during a wake window. So I'll go out and take her for a walk. And now she's at the age where she doesn't really fall asleep when we're walking anymore, which is great because I don't want to mess up her nap time routines either. So she'll stay awake the whole time, and she just loves being outside. So it's great for me to get my steps in, because my bigger goal tied to this habit is to hit at least 7,000 to 8,000 steps per day. Usually I'm well above that, but this walk definitely helps with that a lot. It's just perfect. It makes us both feel good. It gives us something to do during a wake window, gets us out of the house without having to drive anywhere right now. So it's just been an overall positive to both her and me. So those are really the 5 areas and 5 things I wanted to share with you. There's obviously a ton of other habits and things that we do throughout our day, every single day. But those are really the core 5 that I'm focusing on right now to be really consistent with, because all of those things just add so much value to my life. They allow me to be a better mom. They allow me to decompress from either motherhood or business stuff, and they just make me feel freaking amazing. And I don't do anything anymore that does not add value to my life. Everything that we do is very intentional and we're very aware of, because it's really easy to do things that don't add value to your life, and then it just takes time away from the things that do add value to your life. I encourage you guys to just kind of audit what your current habits are right now. Kind of look at what you're currently doing and see where you can add in or habit stack or replace a bad habit with a habit that really just adds value to you. This is obviously one of our 5 pillars. Like I mentioned, this is something we heavily help clients with. So if you're kind of like in that phase where you're like, I don't even know where to begin, I really need to commit to a lifestyle change, but I feel stuck, that is when you need a coach. If that is you, there's a link in the description. Please apply and just even get more information about what we do. But that is one of the biggest things that we help with, and in my opinion is one of the most important things that we could ever teach and help our clients improve, because it lasts and it gives you tools that will last for the long haul. That's the habit video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I will see you guys in next week's video.